Welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Judy Taylor, President of the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. Today my guests are State Representative Terry Rodgers, Ivy Hall with Initials Inc., and Mitch Rodin with the Orchard Golf and Country Club. And my first guest is State Representative Terry Rodgers. Welcome, Terry.
Thanks, Judy. Glad to be here.
Well, thank you for being here. And Terry, I just want to start off by congratulating you that Governor Nathan Deal has asked you to be a House floor leader.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're so happy that our representative is doing that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. The governor called last week, and it kind of came out of the blue, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, tell us, what does that entail? What will you be doing a little bit differently from what you've always done?
You know, basically, it doesn't change that much. My main priority is still the people of Habersham and White County, to represent them. I will be their representative. All it really means is that the governor, of course, has an agenda of things that he'd like to see through the legislature. He has to have someone to carry that legislation. And so he has a team of floor leaders for both the House and the Senate. And what we'll be doing is working with him on the legislation and carrying the bills and answering questions and sort of serving as a liaison between other members of the House and the governor's office, and answering any questions that either one may have.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're still happy that our representative has that designation. But tell me, Terry, what do you see as the top issues that the legislature will be addressing this year? I know there are many, but what do you see as just the top issues?
Well, I think there's three that come up to my mind right away. First thing that I do want to point out is that this is a two-year legislative session. We're at the first part of the two-year legislative session. Mm-hmm. So there may be things that we start to work on this year and then don't get around to maybe finalizing until next year. But the top three things, obviously economic development. Georgia is the #1 state in the nation for business.
Yes, and we're wanting to get some of that up here in Habersham County, too.
And we're working hard to try and get that.
Yes, we are.
We're doing some of the good things that are necessary to do that. Mm-hmm. But economic development, of course, when you are #1, then you have other people starting to shoot at you even more. So we want to make certain that we maintain and solidify our position there. So we're looking at different things that we can do to reduce taxes and to possibly undo some regulations, or make certain that regulations are not burdensome mm-hmm. for the state. So
and for the businesses.
And for the businesses, absolutely. That's mm-hmm. what it's all about.
Yes.
So economic development will be a top thing. Education is always something that we'll be looking at. One of the things that may come to light is possibly looking at new ways to fund education. And then the third thing, I think, is a very obvious thing. It's transportation. It's something that we're going to need some money for transportation, but we have to figure out how we're going to do that.
Right. And you all have to, you're mandated to balance the budget every year.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I can say is I can tell people that they don't have to worry about having a balanced budget. We will balance the budget. We're constitutionally mandated to do that, and unlike the federal government, we're not going to borrow the money to do it.
You can't just keep going in debt and going in debt. We're proud of that too, Terry.
We are.
Oh, Terry, will you be sponsoring any bills?
Well, I've got two that I've co-sponsored, that I've already sponsored so far, or pre-filed, let's put it that way. I've got a number of different things I'm working on, but the two bills that I've already pre-filed, one is what's called a stolen valor bill. And it was brought to my attention by an FBI agent who lives in the area here, Mark Sewell. And what it is are people that are impersonating veterans or claiming military honors that they don't have a right to, and then they're profiting off of those. And so this bill basically mirrors federal law, so that the state, if federal won't prosecute them, then it gives the option of prosecuting under the state law. So I think it's a good thing. It defends the integrity of the military system.
Right.
The second thing, it also has a local connotation to it, and that is that it was HB 19, but I think we're going to do some tweaking, so it'll probably get a different number. But it's all about organ procurement. We had a young lady that passed away a couple of months ago, Hannah Nicholson Gabriels, and she could have benefited from an organ transplant.
Was that somebody in Habersham County or just in the state?
No, Hannah is from Habersham County.
Okay.
It's Kathy Nicholson's daughter.
Okay.
And she could have benefited from an organ situation if we had gotten to that. When we got to looking into it, we realized what a dearth of organ donors that there really was, and we found a glitch in state law where if you go in to get your driver's license now, you can sign up to be an organ donor.
Right.
And over 3 million people have taken advantage of that. But if you go into the driver's license to get a state ID card, there was no provision to do that. So people were coming in and getting state ID cards, wanted to be organ donors, couldn't do it. So we're just simply adding some language to the law, which will open up a whole new avenue for organ donation.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It is a good thing. And well, Terry, it is amazing how time flies. I cannot believe that you have been going to the Capitol now for 3 years.
Yeah.
You actually went in the middle of a session, didn't you?
Yeah, I was elected in a special election in 2011 and came into the second part of the session.
Yes.
And thank goodness for our Congressman Doug Collins, who was in the State House at the time. He kind of took me under his wing, and otherwise it would have been drinking water out of a fire hydrant.
Well, this is your 3rd year there representing us, and we do appreciate it. But what is most important to you about being a representative?
Well, you know, you can talk about legislation and you can talk about things like that, but the most important thing to me is constituent service. And it doesn't matter if I'm in Atlanta or if I'm here or whatever. If we can help people with a problem, to solve a problem, at least put them in the right direction or something like that, that's what matters to me. And I think I want everyone to know that, you know, just because we're in session, don't feel like you can't call or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you're having a problem, I'm not going to guarantee you that we can solve it for you, but what we can do is get an answer for you.
Absolutely.
And we'll work hard to do that. Obviously, I have a passion for the people of Habersham and White County and the people of Northeast Georgia, and I just want to make certain that their quality of life is the best that it can possibly be. And if we can do something to alleviate some of the burdens or the problems that they may be having with state government, we want to do that.
Well, Terry, I can say this, that every time that I have contacted you and asked you to do anything for me or for the chamber or for Habersham County through the chamber, you have responded immediately.
Well, I appreciate that. I am going to go ahead and throw in a plug for Habersham County Day.
Yes.
The chamber is bringing a group of Habersham County citizens and local leaders down there to the Capitol in February.
And February the 18th.
February the 18th, and that's always you know, that comes at about midway point of the thing, and by this time you're sick and tired of seeing all of your colleagues, and it's always great to see, you know, local faces and everything.
Well, you all make us feel so welcome. You and Senator Wilkinson and Representative Gazaway, you just roll out the red carpet. We get recognized in both chambers, and we do appreciate that.
Well, we enjoy it. We enjoy having y'all.
We do too, and we carry a bus every year up there. And I think last year we carried about 75 people.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was a little bit more than that, but it was a rowdy bunch. That's maybe why it sounded
we
louder
had fun,
than that.
though. Terry, thank you for being on Chamber Chat. And again, thank you for all that you do for Habersham County.
Thank you, Judy.
Please stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back.
At Windstream, we're offering our customers a new feature, Watch TV Everywhere. Now you can watch available episodes of favorite shows, movies, and live news and sports on tablets, smartphones, and laptops. There's no extra charge from Windstream. You only need to be a cable customer already receiving a Wind package. It's simple to get started. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com. So enjoy, and thanks for being our customer.
Thank you for staying with us. My next guest is Ivy Hall with Initials, Inc., in fact, co-owner of Initials, Inc., and they are the January Member of the Month. Welcome, Ivy.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on Chamber Chat today. And Ivy, I've just got to say that the Chamber and all of Habersham County, we take so much pride in Initials, Inc. You have heard me many times refer to you as a Habersham County homegrown company, and we just love doing that. But you and your sister, Brittany, had a vision, and now it has become a reality. So tell us about Initials, Inc. it's not the traditional model of a business.
No, it's not.
So tell us about a little bit about how you got started and about Initials Inc.
Sure. Well, Initials Inc. is what's known as a direct selling business, meaning that we do not have brick and mortar stores. We sell primarily through independent consultants nationwide. It's a commission-based business, much like a Mary Kay Cosmetics, for example. So we support independent consultants throughout the country. And, you know, it's interesting. We had not your typical start. Brittany and I both had worked corporately, and we found ourselves expecting our first children within 3 months of one another. Our poor mother, right? And so we left our corporate jobs to be stay-at-home moms and realized that we really were seeking three things. We knew that was where we wanted to be, was at home with our children. But personally, we were seeking three things. We wanted to be challenged creatively. We wanted and needed that social outlet, as many new moms can attest. And we realized that we really enjoyed contributing financially to our homes. And so in an effort to really kind of solve that for ourselves, we developed this little home-based business. And what we learned over time was the solution that we created for us as new moms could work for so many other women. And so we put together a business plan, worked with a gentleman here in Habersham County and put together a business plan just to see if it had legs. And believe it or not, next month will be 10 years since that night that we launched the company. And on that night we signed our first 10 consultants and we're off to the races.
You certainly are, Ivy, and you have thousands of consultants now across the United States.
We do. We have consultants in all 50 states.
That is amazing.
Yes, yes. But we support them right here from Habersham County.
But when you first had a vision for this business, were you thinking about direct sales at that time, or did that kind of evolve into direct sales?
No, we say that direct selling found us. You know, initially Brittany and I were just looking for a way to meet our needs as new moms, and over time realized that it was a solution that could work for so many other women and families across the country.
What do you really like? I mean, to me, it's just, you have such a fantastic model, and it's helping so many people. But what do you especially like about direct sales? You know,
direct selling, there are so many aspects to it that I love. Probably the biggest, though, has to do with how someone earns and the mental shift that it allows someone to take towards making money or earning an income or just work in general. You know, so many times we as individuals, we approach work or a job from the standpoint of what is someone willing to pay me? What are they able to pay me? What I love about direct selling, because there's no limit, there's no cap, it's all commission based, is that someone can approach it from the standpoint of what am I capable of earning? Not what is someone willing to pay me, it's what am I capable of earning? And that's a very different approach, a very different way to think about what you can do. And so we have women and families who come to us really looking what we call a gap filler. You know, their family is earning X, their expenses are Y, they're looking for something to really fill that gap, so they look to direct selling and to Initials Inc. to really help fill that need or meet that need that they have as a family. And over time they really realize and understand that I can do more, I can dream bigger, I can think bigger than just filling that gap for my family. And so you see that mental shift start to happen, which is just a beautiful thing to watch and a phenomenal thing and an honor Brittany and I both feel to be a part of. They move to, well, I can afford the dance lessons for my child, I can get braces, college is a possibility. You know, and they begin to think bigger and bigger, and so to be able to be a part of that, to be able to be a part of helping someone think differently about what life can hold for them, is just an amazing thing.
But I love that concept of, it's just, how much can I do? How much can,
what am I capable
what am I capable
Yeah.
of doing? Well, Initials Inc. has a brand promise.
We
now,
do.
Well, tell me about that. What is a brand promise?
I love this. So, you know, across the country, every business has a mission statement, right?
Every business, yes.
When they did a survey, and this really resonated with me, out of all the businesses across the country, only about 10% of people really could recite what their mission statement was. So how do you know where you're going or what you're here for if you can't recite your mission statement. So we did a little bit of research. We too have a mission statement, but we thought that it would be great to have a brand promise. This is what we as a company are committing to. It's the experience we're working to create. And so it's really a promise from us to our customers and to our consultants on the experience they can expect time after time after time. And so 3 words, very simple, happy, hip, and helpful.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
It's very simple. Internally, we know it. It's easy to memorize, but happy is obviously the end experience we're working to create. It's the feeling we want people to have when they receive or use one of our products. It's the experience we want them to have at a party. Hip, I will tell you, we had a little trouble convincing the guys at the office about hip, but hip just simply means being current not only in the trends that we're offering through our products, but being current in the processes that we're implementing in our office, whether it's automation of processes or equipment, to our products being on trend. And then lastly, helpful just simply is the spirit in which we want to approach everything.
Absolutely, and you do that too. But our time's getting away, Ivy, but tell us about the Inc. 500 list of fastest growing companies.
Yes, we have been blessed. You know, in focusing on that customer experience, we believe if you provide a good experience, they will come back and give you their business. If you provide a great experience, they'll come back and give you their business, but they'll bring a friend. And so that's really what we've worked to do, is provide an opportunity that is share-worthy. And we've been blessed in that the company has seen phenomenal growth. And so this summer we were named to the Inc. 500 list of America's fastest growing companies for the 3rd year in a row. We're pretty pumped about it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, quickly, tell us about the I Care Foundation.
Thank you. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because this is really the heart of what we have been focusing on the past few years too. The I Care Foundation, as a company, we felt like we could do more and we could give more, and we could unite the efforts of all of the consultants across the country. So we have the YBL, which is the Your Best Life case. Comes in a number of different prints, but $5 from the sale of every YBL case goes directly to the I Care Foundation. Now, we're in our 2nd year of supporting Bethany Christian Services, which is the world's or the nation's largest adoption service group, and supporting them through the NOW campaign. And NOW stands for No One Without, and there are currently over 100,000 children living in the U.S. foster care system. And so $5 goes to support and fully fund and pay for adoptions of children out of foster care here in the U.S. And through the hard work of our consultants in the YBL case, we've been able to fully fund over the last little over a year and a half, over 18 full adoptions, and that's something
that is
we're
phenomenal.
pretty proud of.
And I know that is something that touches your heart closely, because I believe you have experiences in your family.
It does.
But Ivy, thank you so much for being on Chamber Chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And congratulations again on being Member of the Month, and thank you for all that Initials Inc. does for the Chamber.
Well, thank you, Judy. We appreciate it.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
And please stay with us. We're going to take a short commercial break and be right back.
At Windstream, we're offering our customers a new feature, Watch TV Everywhere. Now you can watch available episodes of favorite shows, movies, and live news and sports on tablets, smartphones, and laptops. There's no extra charge from Windstream. You only need to be a cable customer already receiving a Wind package. It's simple to get started. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com. So enjoy, and thanks for being our customer.
Thank you for staying with us. My last guest today is Mitch Rodin, the new owner of the Orchard Golf and Country Club. Welcome, Mitch.
Thank you, Judy.
We're just so happy to have you in Habersham County. We're happy that the Orchard is under new management now and just beginning to do all kinds of new things. But why did your company is Fortran, did I say it right?
Close, Futrin.
Futrin. Why did you decide to get involved in the Orchard?
Well, Judy, we have known about the Orchard for many years, and I've grown up coming up here and playing the Orchard. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. We've always just enjoyed this part of the state. And when we started looking at the property, we came up and we met with Sonny James, and we met with other local people here, and we just got such a warm reception. And then we met with Tom Braswell, who was helping us on some stuff, and then with you, of course. And it just, we recognize the importance in our business and any business of the community support and the local government. And we just got a really good feeling about our ability to work with the local government here and the chamber. And so that, coupled with the golf course being as good as it is in a beautiful community, we just felt like it was the right thing to do.
Well, I really think it was the right thing to do because you have jumped in with both feet. You have gotten so involved so quickly, and we love that. But tell me about the golf course business, Mitch. What do you think the future holds for the golf course business?
Well, the golf course business, is no secret, has struggled in the last, during the recession. But
it did.
I really feel like that the best days are ahead. When you look at what's going on with the economy and the number of baby boomers retiring and the number of people moving to Georgia, and especially places like Habersham County, I think that in 3 to 5 years, we are all going to be seeing the benefits of all the hard work that's been done and welcoming all these people who are going to retire in the mountains of North Georgia and want to be here in this beautiful place. And so I think that bodes well not only for the golf industry, but for all businesses that are in this part of the state.
I do too, Mitch. And we're seeing an uptick in everything, in real estate, and golf will just go right along with that.
Yeah.
But I understand that your company operates several, or owns and operates several golf courses. Tell us about that.
We do. We have, this would be our 3rd golf course and 4th club. Our other 2 golf courses are Indian Hills Country Club in Cobb County and Woodland Hills Golf Club in Bartow County near Cartersville. And then we also operate the Georgian Club, which is a dining club at Galleria near 75 and 285. So we've been in the club business since the late 70s, and it's a family-owned and operated business. And so this is what we do, and we're excited about doing it here in Habersham.
How old were you when you started golfing, Mitch?
Oh man, I was probably 9 or 10.
So you've been golfing most of your life.
I have. But you wouldn't know it if you saw me play.
I bet so. I bet we would too. Now I understand you're making a lot of changes and a lot of improvements out at the orchard. Tell us about those.
We are. The 2 primary areas, number 1, the clubhouse. We're doing a complete renovation of the clubhouse, everything from structural issues to new finishes inside and out. The current clubhouse has a stucco finish, and we're going to remove that and make it more of a mountain rustic feel to be in keeping with the mountain community. We're making improvements to the golf course, including rebuilding the bunkers, doing a lot of tree work, and a lot of other things that need to be done. There's such a great golf course, Dan Maple's design, and a wonderful layout, lots of fun. It just needs a little TLC, and it needs some attention, and that's what we're trying to do to get it back to where it was and where we all know it can be.
Well, it was already so beautiful.
Yes.
It's such a pretty golf course. So if you are making improvements to what was already there, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And we're hoping the chamber can have an event out there.
I hope so.
I think we're planning on doing some things out there.
Great.
But will the club, Mitch, will right now, I believe it's private and public, but will it be private, public, or what?
So for most of the history of the orchard, it's been private, and then during the last few years during the recession, it was semi-private and open to public play. It still remains open to public play now, and we believe at some point we'll transition back to private, but currently it's private until noon, and then after noon anybody is welcome to come and play, and we'd welcome groups and outings, and so we're trying to balance that where we can have a private club atmosphere while still welcoming daily fee play. So that could change in the future, and we believe that it will in the next year or two, and we'd be private. But for now, we're semi-private, and we'd welcome anybody to come give us a try.
But now, you do not have to live in the orchard in order to be a member.
That's correct. You do not. You can live anywhere. And we have a program called our national membership that's for people that live more than 50 miles away from the club in hopes of attracting people from Atlanta and also people that might have a second home here, either at the lake or in the mountains. So if your primary residence is more than 50 miles away, you can join the club as a national member at a really affordable rate.
I see. That's very, very good. So, so if you live there, I guess most people who live there are members, probably.
Right.
But you don't have to be you don't have to live there to be a member, and that's
Correct.
good. But Mitch, one of the first things that you did when you bought the orchard, and this shows what a great businessman you are, you joined the Habersham Chamber of Commerce. Tell me, why was that important to you?
Well, we were really involved in the Cobb Chamber, and it's just the heart of the business community, and we recognize that. And meeting you and seeing all the energy that you bring to Habersham Chamber and the events coming up, we recognize that you know, you can't run a business in isolation. You know, you got to be part of the community, and we feel like the chamber is the best way to do that. And so we want to be part of the community, we want to give back to the community, want to be involved. And so joining the chamber just seemed like a logical thing to do, and so far so good.
Thank you, Mitch. I certainly feel that way, that we are the Habersham County Chamber of Commerce. We're not part of the government.
Right.
We're not government.
Right.
But we do serve the whole county, the entire county. What can people expect when they visit the orchard?
Well, Judy, one of our sayings, and that I hope to promote more, is that I want the orchard to be the friendliest place in North Georgia. So I want people to come there and feel welcome, feel comfortable, and it's a place where they can get away and enjoy themselves, whether they live there or whether they live somewhere else. I want when they're there, I want them to feel comfortable and be at ease and enjoy themselves. So that's what they can expect, is to find a place that's warm and welcoming, and a place that's enjoyable with good people and a beautiful setting.
And I believe they find that. Now, I don't know if your clubhouse is open right this minute or if it's closed for renovation.
Well, it's pretty much closed for renovation. We are keeping the pro shop open right now, and so we're still operating, but it's a big mess right now, frankly. We got, you know, all kinds of construction going on. So another couple months, I think March 15th is our target date, and we'll be done, and we welcome anybody to come visit and take a look at it.
We need to do a great big ribbon cutting
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
And celebrate.
That sounds good.
And celebrate the opening of that. And but Mitch, thank you so much for being on Chamber Chat today. But thank you for investing in Habersham County.
Sure.
And I usually end with a quote.
Okay.
And my quote today is inspired by you and by the game of golf.
Okay.
And I love this quote. But golf is the closest game to the game we call life. You get bad breaks from good shots. You get good breaks from bad shots. But you have to play the ball where it lies. And that is from Bobby Jones, perhaps the greatest golfer who ever lived.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us today. I'll see you next time.